Hello all, welcome to another quick learning. Today we're going back to CodeSignal to work on the database SQL coding exercises. If you're joining this in the middle of the playlist, I'll put a link in the description so you can start at the first video if you wish. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to the arcade. I'm going to databases. And then we were at the join us at the tables section. So this is about joins. And we had just finished the scholarships distribution, so we're on userCountries. So you are really interested in statistics, and your new project is to gather some information about the users of a big social network. More specifically, you want to know which countries these users are from using the social network's API. You managed to collect enough data to compose two tables, users and cities, which have the following structures. So the users has the ID and the city where the user lives. And then cities has the city and the country where that city is. Given the tables users and cities, build the resulting table so that it consists of the columns ID and country. The table should consist of user IDs, and for each user, the country where they live should be given in the country column. If a user's city is missing from the city's table, the country column should contain unknown instead. Okay. Return the tables sorted by user IDs. Okay, so we've got this table here of the users. This is their user ID and the city that they're in. And the following table cities. So you've got the city and the country. And what they want is the ID of the user and the country that they're from. All right. So we want an ID. So ID, and actually I can put, this is from the users table, so I'll put user.id just to signify that's from the users table, and I will put this as cities.country just to specify that's from the country. So we're just pulling the ID from the users table, very simple. And then so for the country, they also wanted, if the user's city is missing from the cities table, the country column should contain unknown instead. So when we do this left join, if that city is not in the country table, we want it to show unknown, so we're just going to use this if null, and if this is null, we're going to put unknown in there instead. And then the join is, we're going from the users table, we're going to take all of the users, so all of these will be in the resulting table, and then anywhere where we find a city match, we're going to show the country. So for instance, this Moscow, we're going to show Russia. So this Moscow is going to join to this, and we're going to show Russia. So we're going to join cities to users to cities based on the city column in each one of them. This one-on-one, you'll sometimes see this just because if people want to comment this out, then it's easier to comment out the first line. Otherwise, you'd have to put an and on the next lines, etc. So if we took this out, we'd have to take this and out, and then if we wanted to comment this line out, then we'd have to take the and out on the next line if we had one. And then we just have to order by ID is what they want. So we'll run it, see what we get. And that's the correct answer. Now one note, so this is probably a poor design. I mean, this is just an example, but you probably don't want to do it on a city name. Because, for instance, Paris, there's a Paris, Texas, there's also a Paris, France. So if you just had Paris in this city, you would probably actually have multiple Parises in a full city-country table. So you would get multiple joins possibly. Moscow, maybe there's a Moscow, in the US as well, who knows. So you'd want to have actually a city ID that would identify this, instead of the city name, which may be duplicated in other places. But otherwise, that's how you do this simple join. Hope you guys were able to follow along, and I hope you join me for future videos. Thank you very much.